My name is Manuel Garcia, and my video is going to be about Texas Hold'em and behavioral economics. Before I start the video, though, I want to give a quick introduction to poker and the way the hands work, so the video will make more sense to the viewer. Basically, this is the concept of how the chain works in poker. The weakest hand would be a high card. Second weakest hand would be one pair. Third weakest hand would be two pair. And then it would move on to a set, which would be three of a kind. A straight, which would be 5 cards, such as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in no particular similar suit. A flush would be different numbers, however, they have to be the same suit. And then we have a full house, which would be 3 of one kind and then a pair. On to 4 of a kind, which would be exactly like it's pronounced, 4 of one kind. Then we have a straight flush, which would be something like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but they also have to be the same suit. And then the strongest hand in poker, which would be the royal flush. The 10, the jack, the queen, the king, and the ace, they all have to be the same suit. Texas Hold'em is played this way. Everyone gets 2 cards. So if there's 4 players, everyone gets 2 cards. There's a round of betting going on before. And then after that, we're going to see a flop, which is 1 burn, 3 whole cards, and then another round of betting. And then we get another burn. The next card is called the turn, which would be a 4th card. Another round of betting. And then the 5th card comes along. And then last round of betting. The last person in the pot, or the person with the best hand, takes the pot. The objective is to use your 2 cards and the 5 cards in the middle to make the best possible hand with 5 cards. I call. What do you have?
Be the kind.
Okay, I have it straight. During this part, we demonstrated how we allow perceptual basics or biases to distort thinking. For example, I was basing her appearance as a female on skill level, which I thought that, therefore I thought that someone who was female was not able to make a play that way and hold the best hand in poker. The second part of behavior economics that I want to cover in my poker video is that we tend to search for data to confirm our prejudices rather than data to contradict them. For example, when a player is playing very loose or aggressive, we find confirmation when it does work, but don't appreciate the downside. You see that all the time now in poker when someone continuously would rather risk the majority of their stack for a smaller pot in order to keep that aggressive persona playing in their advantage, to later on lead to maybe playing a tighter way and eventually winning the bigger pots. The third part of behavioral economics I'll be covering is the fact that in poker we overvalue recent events when anticipating future possibilities. I, for one, a couple of years ago was a part of this phenomenon. I went on a good run, had about 2 months of winnings, and I decided I was going to be a professional poker player. I was nowhere near the skill level or anything that was necessary for me to make it, but I felt that because I was playing so well in the last few months, I was going to be able to be a professional poker player. Eventually, I lost a few pots here and there, and my confidence went down the drain. Never wanted to play poker again. So uh, the fourth point is we spin concurring facts into a single casual narrative when it comes to poker, at least. And this is the way it relates to behavioral economics. Basically, we weave complex tales of supposed skills. It's hard for a player who plays really tight and usually only breaks even to accept that that's who he is. He wants the people to know that he makes a lot of money, that he wins a lot. But when he loses a little, which would be the perfect atmosphere win it. But however, I guess that's one of the things that we have to learn to accept. If you're a tight player who probably by the end of the year breaks even, then accept that and wear it with pride. Gonna raise. I'm on it. You see the cards on it? I knew it was coming. That's why I won. This is an example of the last point I will cover in behavior economics, about how we applaud our own supposed skill in circumstances where we benefited from dumb luck. Obviously, I was down to 2 outs here out of the whole deck. I could only catch a 2 in order to win, whereas she had me dominate with pocket aces. However, my mental state after I won was it was all associated with skill rather than how much luck it was. And basically, that's what it came down to, luck at this point.